What's good, ladies and gentlemen? What's cracking? Let's go to this camera over here. Listen, you ever wonder how much money you can make as a content creator? The answer may probably shock you, but we're going to talk about it today. Today, what we're going to do is we're going to look at real world stats on how much content creators make and what separates the top guys from the crowd. I think it's important that we do that and we talk about real stats. So if you're a photographer, filmmaker, videographer, and you're looking to increase your bag, you may want to stick around because we're going to get into what that dollar amount is and how to make sure you're in the 1% and not the rest. Let's roll that intro one more time and let's get right into this podcast today. Let's do it. Post where you're from in the comments.
You're listening to Content and Cash, a FlashFilm Academy podcast. If you want to learn how to take pretty pictures, this is not the place. But if you're ready to make a living by learning the business behind the camera, buckle up, because it's time to turn passion into profit with your host, Ty Turner.
What's really good, if this is your first time on this channel, you got to know that this channel is about getting that bag. We focus on all of the business side of content creation. So if it ain't about the business, we ain't talking about it. This channel is for those who want to do this for a living, as a side business. You want to make money with your camera, and that's all we talking about. Go somewhere else to take better pictures, but when you're ready to learn the business side, you come see me. All right. So real quick, we got people checking in from Arizona. We got people checking in from all around. If you are on Instagram, TikTok, YouTube, Facebook, hit that thumbs up button, hit that heart, and let's get into it because I want to punch you in the throat and I want to get back to what I was doing. All right. Once your throat hurting, I want to get back to what I was doing. So I got some script and we're going to talk a little bit about the points that I have because I think it's very important and you understand what the landscape is when it comes to growing or being a part of this industry. All right. So let's get to it. Now, listen, often we focus on lenses, latest camera gear, editing software. But here's the thing. Understanding the business side of content creation can significantly boost your earnings. In this video, I'm going to cover some key areas, right? I'm going to cover earnings, potential, marketing, legal protection, client management, and more. And I'm going to talk about what sets apart the top dogs from everybody else, because there's a big difference. There's a lot that set apart the guys that's just getting started or guys that's not making money to the high earners. And it's important that you know what set them apart, right? So let's start with the numbers. Do you know that the median income wage for photographers in 2020 was $41,280? And get this, the top 10% of earnings earn $78,760. Like, that's a huge, huge difference, right? And still, as a photographer at 41,000, that's making about what teachers make, maybe a little less, maybe a little more, depending on where you are. And $78,000 as a photographer or videographer is a great place to be in today's world. Think about it. You're surviving off what you love to do, and you're making a decent wage doing it. So I think it's important that we talk about what separate the difference, because I can promise you two things that is not. It's not gear. It's not portfolio. The numbers are in and it show exactly what it is. And we're going to get into it, right? Because I want to use stats. This ain't just me saying it. I want to make sure I use stats. So I went and did some research. According to the Bureau of Labor Statistics, the BLS, the employment of photographers is projected to grow from 17% in 2020, or is projected to grow by 17% from 2020 to 2030. So it's much faster than the average occupation, which means it's going to be more saturated. More and more people are going to get into this industry with hopes of being a photographer. So let's talk about what separates the bottom guys from the top guys, right? Business concepts for higher earnings. Let's talk about that. So you want to move from the median to the top 10%. The answers lie in understanding business, not gear. Understanding pricing, budgeting, and financial management. When you know how to price your services correctly, budget your expenses, and manage your finances, your income will skyrocket. These are statistical facts. It's not me making it up saying, oh, you should focus on the business like I've been saying, but these are facts that support the evidence of working on your business and not just your gear and your portfolio. Very important that you take a look at the business side of what you do, because the minute you decide to get money for it, you are a business. And in the academy, we got creators who double their income in their first year by implementing smart pricing strategies and keeping a close eye on their budget and knowing exactly how much to charge to cover their cost and make a profit. I think it's very important that as we go into this idea of being a business, that we focus on business more than we focus on pictures. So, and let's talk about a few other things, because let's talk about marketing for yourself and for your clients, right? Did you know that 61% of small businesses invest in social media marketing? 61% of all businesses have made it public that they need what you offer, and your ability to market yourself effectively can attract more clients and help you stand out in a crowded market, right? So it's important that you know you know who's looking for what you have to offer, and you are where they look. Another statistic that I found is 74% of consumers rely on social media to guide their purchasing decisions. This is a statistic and stat you should be using whenever you talk to your clients about whether or not they want to get social media content created. This statistic highlights the importance of having strong social media presence to increase your visibility and your clients and your client base. Very important. Real important that you start thinking about this when you work with your client. And real quick, let me say that this video is brought to you by us over at FlashFilm Academy and our free capture and convert kit. That's 2 easy payments of free $99. You can go get it right now. 5 courses, 2 ebooks. If that don't get you started making money in this industry, nothing will. That's the loud part. I forgot to tell you about that. But go check that out. It's over at FlashFilm Academy. All right. If you're not a member, you're missing out. Next, let's talk about brand strategies. Effective branding is another crucial element. Remember, we talk about niche. We talk about building your brand. These are the things that set apart the guys that are barely doing it and the guys that are successful. And a lot of our students are 6 figures. They're in the 1% club because we are hyper focused on the business side. Whereas if you just try to work on the business a little bit, it should move you further up the chain. But the goal is to put the business first. Very important that we place the business first. We got love all the way from Romania. I got to show you some love tuning in from Romania. What time is it over there? So let's talk a little bit more, right? So let's talk about effective branding is another crucial element. Like I said, your brand is what set you apart from the competition. Remember, this industry is growing at a faster rate than other industries. We need to focus on brand. It's not just about having, a cool logo or catchy tagline. It's about creating concise and memorable experiences for your client. This comes with customer service. It comes with you got to think about how they call your phone, how you answer it. Every part of your brand and business is important. You want to make sure that you focus on providing a high level of customer service to your client. And when you get in contact with your client and they talk to you, that you have all of this on display. Your brand is on display in more places than just your logo and your website and your colors. Very important that we start to think about that, right? Having a strong brand will attract clients who are willing to pay for your expertise if we have the ability to highlight those expertise, right? That's why I talk about making sure we have a niche that solves problems. Clients who have this problem are willing to pay top dollar to solve this problem if we can present our ability to solve it. Right? When you need an oil change, and you want it done fast, there's companies that are marketing 10-minute oil changes. They're not even marketing the type of oil. Just think about that. Oil change companies around you, brands are known for being fast, not even being good, not offering a better price, not offering better oil, just simply being fast because people value a fast oil change. You got to do it 3-4 times a year. depending on how much you drive, and nobody wants to waste a day getting their oil changes. And oil change companies realized that this was a key factor in what people decide to do, or whether or not they decide to come to you or not, is how fast you can get in and get out. So companies started focusing on making a faster oil change possible instead of other things. We got synthetic, we got blend, nobody cares. What we do care about is, can I get whatever I'm gonna get and get out of there in 10 minutes? Yes. All right. Something to think about. Okay. Last but not least, let's go to the next. We've got a few more. Let's talk about legal and contractual protection. A lot of people don't know how valuable having the right contracts is for your work. The importance of legal knowledge is very valuable. Understanding business laws and contracts is vital for protecting yourself against legal liabilities. Knowing about intellectual property rights ensure that your work is safeguarded. You don't understand that even though a client hired you to take pictures, you own those pictures. Unless you sign a work for hire, you own those pictures, so they can't go put them on national TV without paying you. A survey conducted by the American Society of Media Photographers, or ASMP, if you haven't heard, revealed that more than 50% of creators have faced unauthorized use of their work. 50%, more than 50% people have been ripped off. Legal knowledge is essential to prevent and act against such issues. That's why we have the contract pack. If you don't know about the contract pack over at FlashFilm Academy, that's why we got it. That's why we have it, because it happens more than 50% of the time, right? Also, let's talk about ensuring fair compensation. A lot of people don't know what fair compensation is, right? Legal knowledge also ensure fair compensation for your work. I've seen too many creators get shortchanged because they didn't have proper contracts in place. Avoid this common legal pitfall by consulting with a lawyer or use a reputable contract. When we're talking about, whether it's national, whether it's regional, licensing, these are things that you need to be mindful of. Second shooter agreements, these are things that you need to be mindful of, because more than 50% of you guys are getting robbed because you don't have the legal side of things together. And these are things that we want to make sure we're aware of once money is exchanged. Remember, if you work with companies or you work with people, they got big lawyers. You may not have big lawyer money. So let's prevent having to go through all of that by having a freaking contract. You can't go up against the big companies who have lawyers that are bored, cracking their knuckles at their desk, waiting to go after something. To prevent that is you need to have it signed up front in the beginning, so they can bring 20 lawyers to court and you can bring your one paperwork with their signature on it that says that they already agreed to what's on the paper. That's the only way you can be a big lawyer, is to prevent having to go against that lawyer. All right, be smart. We're talking about business here. Be smart. Up next is something that a lot of photographers and videographers don't take into account when they're building their business, and it's client management. Building relationships, building stronger client relationships is crucial. In fact, 68% of photographers and videographers believe client relationships are essential. It's a skill like communication, negotiation, and customer service. It can make a big difference. These videographer and photography companies that are at the top, they're very good at managing client relationships. They're probably using different software and tools to do so. And that's some of the things we teach over in the inside about how to have that in place so you're not eyeballing clients when they come back. And we want to also talk about not only developing that relationship, but maintaining that relationship. Long-term client relationship leads to repeat business and referrals, both of which are key to sustainability, right? We always want to follow up with our clients after a project is completed to ensure that they're satisfied and to keep the relationship going. If you have a high-paying client, that is one of your top earners or your top paying clients, and you do everything to make them happy, they are going to send you other high paying clients. That's why I'm big on making sure that we develop the relationship. And I'm big on making sure that, especially if they're a top client, we want to do everything we can to make them happy, because they're not going to send us any little clients. Business growth and sustainability, it takes strategic planning. Do you know that 20% of small businesses fail within the first year and 50% within 5 years, right? It comes from lack of strategic planning. It can help you avoid becoming a part of this statistic. We want to set clear goals and develop actionable plans to achieve them. You'll be in a better position for long-term success. So we want to plan for success. We want to have a roadmap. We don't want to just figure it out and say, I think I want to do this. We want to know what we're trying to do. It helps to be around a group of individuals who are doing it, who can help you set realistic goals. All right. So let's talk about market analysis and growth strategies, right? Market analysis is another critical component. Understanding your market allows you to identify opportunities for growth. For example, if you notice a rise in demand for drone photography, investing in a drone can open up a new revenue stream for you, right? It's very important that you pay attention to your market and what's going on in your area. Sometimes, again, when it helps to, be a part of a group who can help you do that. Statistics have shown that that global drone market is expected to grow from $22.5 billion in 2020 to $42.8 billion by 2025. That's doubling in 3 years. This is the type of strategic investment that can significantly enhance your earnings. People think drone video is dead. No, it's not dead. It's growing. So we want to make sure we pay attention to what the market is telling us. Next, let's talk about financial management, budgeting, forecasting, right? We want to effective budgeting and forecasting and expense tracking are crucial for maintaining profitability. Remember, our goal is to be profitable. These practices not only ensure that you're making money, but also enables future investments in gear and marketing. For all y'all that's going to buy gear because you like it and it feel good, it's not a good look. You need to be strategic with those purchases. That's why we have a Flash 5 series that talk about the benefit of this product to the client and can I make the money off of it. It's about being strategic when we purchase gear, and gear that will help us grow our business. And if you're not being strategic about your purchases and all of your purchases are emotional buys, you're not going to make it. A report by QuickBooks highlight that small businesses with proper financial management are 80% more likely to be profitable. This clearly shows the importance of sound financial practices. 80%. Remember, we want to do everything we can to be profitable and be successful. Up next, let's talk about competitive pricing, because a lot of people don't know how to price their work, and we got a whole chapter dedicated to how to price it competitively. Setting competitive prices that reflect value and market demand is essential. Remember, value and market demand, not just what you want to make. Don't nobody care if you had a portfolio and you've been taking pictures for 20 years and you want to make this, and nobody care about that. We care about the value that you offer and the market demand. The market set your price, not you. We're going to teach you how to find out what the price is based off that market or based off your market. What you charge for headshots in New York, you can't charge that for headshots in Idaho. Why? Those are things you need to think about, right? When you price your services correctly, you attract clients who appreciate your work and are willing to pay for it. This leads to higher profitability and a stronger client base. We want to make sure that we have a strong client base and we have high profits. That's what we're doing it. That's why we're doing it. All right. So let's wrap things up. Before we get to the questions and answers. And I'm going to let y'all ask y'all questions. The key points is understanding business concepts. The key points to being some of the top earners or above that is understanding business concepts like pricing, budgeting, marketing, legal protection, client management, strategic planning, and financial management. They can boost your earnings and get you in that 1% club, right? Learning about business leads to long-term success and financial stability. Here are the stats. I'm giving you facts on why you should be focusing on business. I'm giving you 100% facts based off the industry and who's out there. It's not my personal opinion. It's me giving you facts. You should be investing in learning how to run your business. You should be investing in how to grow your business. You're done buying gear. Gear does not help you grow your business. It does not help you be better at what you do. You need to invest in being a better business owner. All right. Now let's go to our B cam. And let's talk a little bit more about a few other things, because I got a few other notes over here. And you know what? Let's do this real quick. If you got questions, post them and I'll answer them. Post your questions and I will answer them. All right. And we'll give people a few times. Let's see. Night Sun Studio says, how can photographers combat the rise of mediocre content? Platforms often boost amateur videos, sidelining quality work. When do you think business will start prioritizing professional content? What do you consider professional? See, this is the thing. Content creators, we think that clients want pretty work. They don't. They want effective work. They want work that, remember, this is what I want you to always think. I want you to always think about this when we come to B2B. I'm speaking B2B, not B2C, not your cousin them that need photos. I'm talking about businesses that pay top dollar. They don't want photo or video. None of them rolled over in bed this morning and say, you know what? I need better pictures. They don't. They want what that content do for them. Whether it's engagement, social media engagement, calls, leads, that's what they want. They don't want beautiful images. For some reason, content creators think that business owners want the most beautiful cinematic content possible. And that's not true. We're getting the movie industry mixed with businesses. Movies want quality and great looking, because it's going to be shown on a big screen to a lot of people. And when you're sitting in front of that 3,000-inch screen, you can look at every detail and lighting and all of that. Your client wants effective content that converts, period. It's going to be looked at on a cell phone like this. They don't care about the cinematic part as you think. They care about this video turning into more leads or doing whatever they need the content to do. So the video that can do that is the most valuable video, not the video that looks the best. The days of creating beautiful, breathtaking content for business is over with, because we can show that handheld cell phone footage that's on a TikTok ad can generate sales. So we need to stop thinking in the terms of an artist and think about the ROI we provide. That's the most important thing. Let's think about the return on investment that we provide. That's it. And if we put that first, if that's the problem we solve, then we'll get more clients. So solve the problem of ROI, not beautiful images, not beautiful video. Didn't work. If you're putting image quality and your ability to create quality content ahead of your ability to get a proper return on investment, you won't make it. You won't make it, because clients don't care about that. Ask a client, would they rather have an image that they love that brought them 2 leads a month, or would they rather have an image that they hated that brought them 20 leads a month? They're going to take the 20 every time. It doesn't make business sense for them to like it and only bring 2. So what? Every client that hire you to create content wants to create content that does something for them. That is what we need to focus on. If you want to create art, go create art and go to the flea market and sell it, or have your website where you want to sell your art. That's cool. Let me know how that work out for you. But that's not what content is today. That's what content used to be, when only 3 people in your state had a camera. Not when everybody and their mama walking around with a cell phone in their pocket. It just don't work that way. So when we work with businesses, we have to work with the idea that we provide a return on an investment, quality images and video is not a return on investment. Your ability to shoot or have more bokeh in your video because you spend all this money for lenses is not a return on the investment to the client. We got to think like businesses and not like artists. Do you have any recommendations on marketing companies? It depends what you're marketing. Not off the top of my head. I think see, the way we teach it inside the academy is we define who our target audience is and we go after that target audience. We create unique ways to go after that target audience. You may not necessarily need a marketing company. You know who needs marketing companies more than anybody? General photographers or videographers that say we do everything. If I sell skillets, there may be a convention coming up for chefs. I may want to get a booth at that convention. I can get further being in front of a convention full of chefs selling my skillet than I could randomly putting out marketing on the fact that we have skillets. So understanding your target audience is first. Then we decide who we're going after. And when you know your target audience, you know where they're at. You know where they're at. Period. Why do you think you see so many beer and truck commercials during football games? Because guys watch it. And guys like beer and trucks. They may put a few White Claw commercials in for the ladies, but guys like beer and trucks. Soon as the football kick off, it's F-150 and Chevy Sierras and GMC all day, every day. Because guys watch it. Now, go watch the Lifetime Network. Look at the commercials that come on. It's feminine hygiene products and feminine products. You don't see no guy videos. They know what their target audience like. And you as a content creator, once you have defined who that audience is, and we help you do all of that, you can look and see where they are. In fact, your beta client should be telling you where they're at. But I'm going to say that for that. See you on the inside. When they tell us like, what's good, Ty? I was talking to Sam Jackson about you the other day. 1, how do you know my niche is ideal, worth the time and the money? 2, is drone video worth investing with the band? Okay. So in module 1, we have a whole system that's dedicated to help you find out whether your niche is worth the time and money based off your location and your skill set. There's some things like what works for one person may not work for you, but my goal is not to tell you what to think, but how to think about it, because you have to look at your location, your skill set, your tools to determine whether or not it's worth it. You may not have enough gear to provide what the guy that's the number one guy can do. You may have to make gear changes. You may have to learn that industry better so you can walk in the door and have that conversation. Module 1, we go deep into understanding how to determine if it's a good niche or not, and what steps. Like at what point should you say, okay, this ain't it, and you're going to run into that. Right? It was a time where I wanted to work with barbers until I realized that barbers don't have $8,000 to spend on a video. And it don't matter what I did, they just don't have it. Should I go to the salon owner? No, he don't have it either. That may not be a good niche for me. If I was a barber before and I can talk, yeah, I probably can get $1,000 a video. Maybe if everybody in the salon kicked in, everybody in the barbershop kicked in, and we did a video to bring people in. But, why do that when I can go work with a tree stump removal company that's happy to pay $10,000 for me filming them pulling tree stumps out and creating content? Why? As much as I love barbers, is that worth it compared to a tree stump company that's like, here. So, you know what I'm saying? It's a service-based industry. So they're doing a little bit better, especially in my area, in my market. Now, you may be in LA. There may be stylists that's getting $600 a head, cutting with the Edward Scissor fingers. You know what I'm saying? They may be doing whatever. They're getting $600 a head. They got a 6-month wait. They may be willing to spend $3,000, $4,000 on a video. But that's different depending on the market you're in. But in the average market, no, that's not a good look. It's not a good look. Let me also say, just real quick, where's my button at? Go ahead, hit that subscribe button. Go ahead, do that. All right. So there was some other questions that popped up. If you got questions on TikTok and Instagram, go ahead and pop them up too. I can get to them. Nice Son say, no, I know it's not about the super cinematic look or 4K, but the video language seems like it's dying. By quality, I mean good video language made for their audience. This is what you got to think about, bro. This is what you got to think about. And this is something that even I struggle with because I'm not young. I'm an older guy, right? Look at music. Let's use music for an example. There's music that is topping the charts that you may think is trash, but that audience love it. I'm not a Kodak Black fan. It just ain't for me. I respect him. The kids love him. That don't mean he trash. As an old guy, I'm like, oh, it's trash. Get off my. But the truth is, it's not for me. I'm not the target audience. So yeah, I may feel like it's trash, but it's not for me. There are people who will fight you over Kodak Black music. They love that guy. And that's cool. I have to say, okay, that's for that market. So as a content creator, when you begin to know who your target audience is and what their audience like, you have to create for their audience, not for you. I'm never creating for me. I'm creating for their audience. So I may have to research what they audience like. Their audience may move better to Kodak Black music in the background than if I put LL Cool J or DMX. You know what I'm saying? Like their audience may move more to that. So we got to think about, to get a great return on investment, we have to identify the audience we're creating this for. It's not about our taste. It's about us using our skill set to do whatever the client needs done, whatever the call to action is. Sign up for this, watch this training, come in the door, whatever they're trying to do. My goal is to use my skill set to convince their audience to take action. If that comes from a shaky cell phone video or me busting out the reds and the cinema glass to capture it, it is what it is. But I'm not bound to the idea that I need to create this beautiful art for everybody. My goal is to provide my client with a return on investment, period. That's how I'm going to get called back. That's how they're going to put more money in my account and I'm going to pay my bills, period. You got to think like a business owner and not like a creative. We're not artists anymore. You be an artist on your time with your money. But for your client, if you want to make money in this industry, if you want to grow, if you want to be a beast at this and cash checks and live a great life, your number one job is to provide a return on investment to your client, period. Anything other than that, you shouldn't be in business, period. If you can do that, you can be the worst photographer we know. People can look at your stuff and say, ugh, that's terrible. But if a client say this ugly video increased our sales by 20%, we made another 300,000 this year off these ugly videos. I know you think they're ugly, but get one for your business and watch how it works. Watch how your phone ring. Your client is not looking at your content to be like, oh, it's a masterpiece. They don't care they're not gonna look at it and have a tear roll down their eye while they glance at your content. Oh, this is just wonderful. The emotion, they don't care. What they care is, when I post this video, will my phone ring? That's all I need to be worried about. Anything other than that is my artistic ego getting in the way. Very important. So we gotta look at our business in that way. I'm giving you the game. It's up to you if you decide what you decide to do with it. I'm giving you the game. Let me post this real quick because I want to know what's the number one thing you need help with when it comes to growing your business. Go to questions.flashfilmacademy.com and let me know what's the number one hurdle. What's the number one hurdle? I'm gonna do it again just so you got it. I want to know what's the number one thing you need help with, because we're going to talk about it. We're going to help you overcome that so you can grow your business. So questions.flashfilmacademy.com. Yes, all the answers you're looking for is definitely in module 1. All the answers you're looking for is definitely in module 1. Because the goal is, depending on where you are in the world, we got members that's in Australia, Sweden, Ghana. We got members all over the world. I'm not here to tell you what to think. I'm here to teach you how to think about it. And if I can teach you how to get the answers you want, you will always be able to get those answers, and you will be able to to be flexible, and your company will sustain. It'll be a longer lasting company because you know how to get these answers. And we're not working off 1993 tactics of how to do it. A lot of the content creators you follow are telling you old, regurgitated, build a portfolio, walk in there with your portfolio. That stuff don't work no more. Nobody care about your portfolio anymore. They care about your results. They care about your ability to solve a problem. If that's not first and foremost, you won't get in the door. They don't need pictures. Nobody wakes up and need video or need pictures. They need what the result of that content brings. And if you're not thinking like that, you're just another camera guy that's a starving artist, and you will get treated like a starving artist, right? When you don't have a specialty, when you don't solve a problem, you're trying to sell video and photo to anybody. You only attract clients that's like, I throw $200 just to see what come out of it. And you get all them lowball offers. And here you are trying to sell them on a $1,000 video, but in their mind, you don't solve a problem. They don't need you. They're just testing you out with what little money they have that they're willing to lose or risk on doing business with you. That's why you can't get more from your clients, because you don't solve a problem. It's not an emergency room where they have a problem that they need to get solved and they want the best person to do it. They give you some change, see what you're going to do. Let's see what we get out of this. I'll throw a couple hundred at it. It's like, when you buy things you don't really need, what does it have to be? On sale. You don't buy, sales make you buy things you don't really need. Oh, that's on sale. Let me get that. You're only getting it because it's cheaper than what it would normally be, but you didn't go in there for it. You didn't need it. That's why a lot of content creators pricing is way below what it could be, because they're preaching they on sale. They got to be on sale to move because they are of no value to the client. The client don't value you. You value what you do the way you do. And in your mind, you mad because I done put 10 years in this. I got the latest and greatest. I spent 10,000 on two. So, sucker, they don't care. That's your loss. You spent all this money on the lens and can't make no money with it. What that got to do with them? They don't care. The goal is to solve a problem for your client. In today's world, any content creator that you follow, that you subscribe to, that you think is the truth, that's not telling you to solve problems with your gear, they're doing you a disservice. They're trying to get likes and subscribers. They're trying to get brand deals. And that's cool, not knocking the hustle. But for those who want to do this for real, the goal is to build a brand that solves a problem for clients. Period. Our solution to their problem includes a cinematic solution. I am a doctor. What's your problem? Your knee hurt, your back hurt. The prescription that I'm writing is 2 60-minute short videos, a brand video, and an interview with the CEO on your website. That's my prescription that I'm writing. And guess what? I can fill that prescription because I'm the pharmacist as well. So we want to build a brand that solves problems. And when you build a brand that solves problems, you know where to look to find the people. I can name almost any type of problem and you can tell me which store to go get it. I'm low on charcoal. I'm in the middle. I'm getting ready to light my grill. You can name 10 stores that solve that problem. My gas is low on my car. My car telling me the gas light is on. You can name 10 stores that solve that problem. Can companies name you as a store that solved the problem that they have? Is your brand brought up when it comes to solving a certain problem? Or is that problem photo and video? Well, people aren't having photo and video problems because they're walking around with a cell phone in their pocket. Their photo and video problem is solved. This ain't 1975 where somebody's like, we're having a get together. All the family's going to be there. We need somebody to take pictures. Them days are over with. Because they're busting out cell phones and they're taking pictures. Back then it was Polaroids. Then it went to regular cameras and the disposable cameras. So the idea of people waking up saying, we need cameras, we need pictures, is over with. What they need is the result of what those pictures or video can provide for their business. That's the problem we need to be addressing. Because solving that problems mean way more to the client than your ability to take better pictures. And if you don't put that above that, you're going to be stuck in saturation zone with everybody who got their camera off Best Buy this Christmas that's trying to take pictures of kids in the park. trying to do $25 sessions, hoping you can make a little change, you're going to be stuck in that area. It is what it is. That's why understanding business is so important. Any other questions? Any other questions before I slide out? Last, but if you got questions, get them on here. Let's go for the gram. Let's go for TikTok, wherever. I'm watching all of it. Give y'all 2 minutes to get y'all questions up before we slide out. But very important that you start to think about your content. What are your take on digital media content products for Chamber of Commerce and its members? Well, there's a lot to unpack in that question, right? Because Chamber of Commerce absolutely need content. They need content to reach their members. They need content to bring in more members. They need content to train people. They need content to help the average person fill out the form. Like, there's a lot of purposes for content with those companies. Now, will they spend money is the question. Well, that depends. Am I in a little city? Am I in a big city? You know what I mean? If it's the Chamber of Commerce for Dubai, they probably got a bag. But if it's for Toledo, Ohio, it may not. If it's for Sandusky, Ohio, it may not. Lincoln Park, Michigan, they may not have the bag to come and create all of that content. They may say, look, we'll get you in front of our members if you create this for us. You have to make the determination on whether or not that's worth it. So, yeah, it's easy to go after them, but the goal is to solve a problem first. And this is what we teach here all day, every day. I'm not even going to give it away. The goal is to go after, understand what problem you solve, be a beast at solving that problem, and get in front of people who have that problem. It's a very simple equation once you learn it and once we break it down and it starts to make sense. The goal is to understand who have these problems, right? Let's look at braces, right? Who need braces? Mostly kids, some adults. So what do most ortho companies do? They make their business kid friendly because kids usually come in there to get braces. Why not? That's understanding who your target audience is. Parents pay more money for their kids to get braces than themselves. Don't get me wrong, adults still get braces, but kids are the number one. When I work with ortho, summertime was their time because kids were out of school and they can bring them in all day, every day. Unlike during the year where, everything's after 3. So by understanding that, you can build your brand or business around it. These are things that you got to think about when you grow your business as you're looking for your target audience. This is why business is the most important aspect of your company. And you need to be thinking about it this way so that you can grow your business. All right. No more questions coming in. Perfect. We're going to slide out. Listen, every company around you need content. Every business, they need content. I just showed you a statistic that says 61% are advertising on marketing, and that was 2 years ago. What do you think that number is now? What do you think that number is now? I just showed you stats to tell you that business is the fastest way to grow your photo or video company. Understanding business is how you go from the median 44,000 to being a part of the 10% that's doing 70, 80,000 to really being a part of the 1% that's doing 6 figures. My business, we did more than that the first 6 months because we focused on all business. We did more than a 10% in the first 6 months because we focused on business. We didn't get caught up with everybody else that's trying to take better pictures from different angles. A bunch of photographers telling you, I got the eye for this. Okay, that's great. How your client feel about it? You got to separate from the ego, and that's telling you to create beautiful pictures and solve beautiful problems. The money is in solving problems. It's not in taking pretty pictures. The moment you understand that, things are going to change for you. All right? Every business around you need content. All of them. Ride down the street, look out the window. All of them. They need content in multiple different layers for training, for communication, for marketing, for social media. Why aren't they hiring you? It's a legitimate question I want you to ask yourself. Why aren't they hiring you? You got a camera. You shooting 4K, 6K, 8K. You have the ability to create dope content. You walking around money every day. Why they not calling you? Why aren't they hiring you? You looking for clients and you trying to do this for a living? You want to get all this great gear that you got in your cart at B&H and Adorama and Amazon? Why aren't these companies hiring you? When you're ready to answer that question, you come see me over at FlashFilm Academy. And we'll get you right. You can download the app. You can do what you want to do. But when you're ready to answer that question, when you're ready to know why, you come see me. I get you right. With that being said, I'll see y'all in the next video. All my members, I'll see you tomorrow live on our accountability meeting where we discuss what people are going through this week. We discuss what's going on in the market. We discuss the objections that we have and how to overcome it. And we discuss ways to grow our business. See y'all in the future.
You've been listening to Content and Cash, a FlashFilm Academy podcast. Make sure to subscribe to the YouTube channel and go to our webpage at www.flashfilmacademy.com.